Hey YouTubers, it's Jared, Omnivore Bladeworks, talking to you. I think it's December 6th. I need to make some phone calls because it's a special day. Or maybe that's tomorrow. Anyway, I've got a table full of things here that I want to show you, and then you can have food for thought for the Christmas season. So they're all laid out, and it's kind of overwhelming. I've got big stuff on the far end, and I've got a little bit smaller stuff, and even smaller stuff everywhere. But this is the last of the camp hatchets that I have, or camp axes. I need to make some grips for it. Other than that, it's ready to go. The Hungry Possum has a sheath, as you saw maybe in the last video. And the Koala has a sheath. This one's got a clear one-sided Electros nickel plated with a Taro Tough grip. And I found that on if you have your stainless steel knife, such as this karambit, and you don't put Cerakote on the flats underneath the grips, then when you put it in water and you let it dry, it rusts. It doesn't rust very deeply, but it does rust. So all the stainless steel blades that I'm going to be making are going to be Cerakoted, which is adding to my labor and cost, but it will help preserve the life of the blade. I did send one over to Britain, to James. So James, if you're watching this, we need to you need to epoxy your grips on. I'll call you about that. We've got some heavy-duty Raven daggers, and they're all ready to go, except for I'm all out of black malice clips. So this is one that's ready, and the rest of them will have to get green malice clips instead. Here's a one-of-a-kind first-generation Raven that has a single-edge blade, and it has the real pokey skull crusher, and it has a sheath that's the same setup. Well, it's set up for malice clips, either horizontal or a vertical jaw. This is the last of the second generation Americanus knives. The new one is a little bit different in its handle and thumb shelf area. I've got two Parvis knives, Parvis Bushfighters in 1/8" AEBL. The regular one, I have a couple more that need to be Cerakoted, but this one's bronze with fat grips, and it's a great little bushcraft / fighting knife, and it's got a sheath that's set up for either scout carry or vertical carry. And I have the Worker Warncliffe, same type of sheath with a drop point blade and a false edge. And then I have all the Javelina series. This is the original Javelina pry tool, and then the Javelina box cutter. I've got two of these that are 1/8" AEBL, and there's purple Cerakote on top. And then I have a handful of the Tonto version, which is the knife and the bottle opener, and then the wrench features. And the sheaths for all these guys, for the Tonto, it has a micarta spacer for the spine and a belt loop, and then these holes are the same width as a short malice clip, so you can put it on a plate carrier or a vest or something. I also have two of the Palm Crows. This is a symmetrical little dagger. One of these edges is sharp, and the other one's kind of sharp, but not razor sharp. Very dangerous little letter opener. And then the new one is the Hungry Javelina, which has got sort of a little steak knife, mini chef's knife blade. So you can still get down on a table without knocking into your knuckles. Still have these Wakizashi blades. This is got all green on green tiger stripe camouflage with nickel plating underneath. This is the 01, a little thicker. It has a handle, and I just need to make it's got the sheath is a little snug fitting, so might need to make a new sheath for that one. And then I have several of the Kodiak hooker spine swords, several of the smooth spine Kodiak swords, and one of these Horus short swords. And this has some micarta. This is a canvas micarta that's natural, very nice, a little bit fatter. I think it was about a 5/16 piece of micarta instead of a quarter, so it's a thicker than 3/4 inch girth. And then I also have the old handy possum, 3 or 4 of those, and I have 3 titanium ones too. The reason I'm making this video now is because I've got a local show where I may be selling a lot of these things, hopefully all of them. And if you guys wanted to have first dibs, you can speak for them now. This is the new batch of 0.2 inch thick 3V steel. So I've got the Hangry Possum and the Parvis. Got 4 of those, and the Heavy Duty Raven. It's a little bit lighter duty because of the thickness, but yeah, this would be a nice, fairly lightweight full tang dagger. And then I have 2 jackals, one of these spoken for, and then I have 2 Kodiaks, of which one is already spoken for, and then I think I have one of these Horribilis will be available. Two are spoken for. Excuse me. And I'll have 2 of these murder swords available. This is the new profile for the Americanas. A little bit of a glass breaker pommel, skeletonized hilt, jimping on top, which will enable me to use the magnetic sheath system. Which is the way that works is you got a spacer with magnets in it. Fits on here and then bolts into the sheath, and you can have a very loose fitting sheath that won't fall out when you unlatch it. So I better go ahead and demonstrate the bottle opener function of the javelina tools and stop coughing. So in the sheath for any of these, you've got a really nice bottle opener, which works way better than the Dillo tool, and it never wears out because it's steel. Alright, also, I have quite a few of these direwolf blades. This is a monster trench knife, and the sheath has got an open back, so it's made up for a drop leg carry, and it's got a lock pin upper guard hole, so you can lock it into your sheath. If you have any questions or you want to buy something, give me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Merry Christmas.